Need an extra hand with dinner? Just ask your connected home device to fill your pasta pot, and Delta Faucet Voice IQ technology will fill it with the perfect amount of water. Visit deltafaucet.com/voice IQ to discover more.
The Cricket Badger Podcast IPL Daily, in association with Moonrise Cricket, Indian Premier League 2020, 13th edition. Every day, every game, every spill, every fill, every triumph, all the way to the IPL trophy.
Hello everybody, welcome along. It's another edition of the Cricket Badger IPL Daily Podcast, and we've got a whole host of voices that are going to be with you in just a second because we're going to have a Friday night party on the Cricket Badger Podcast this evening. First of all though, thank you very much to Bodyline TShirts.com and Moonrise Cricket for their support of the IPL Dailies. And we've just seen a game in Abu Dhabi. Kolkata Knight Riders not really at the races today. They made 148 for 5. Mumbai Indians cantered home 149 for 2. And it was the Quinton de Kock show. He finished on 78 not out, 9 fours, 3 sixes for the South African, and it was easy peasy lemon squeezy for Mumbai Indians today, who go back up level with Delhi Capitals at the top of the table. Joining me tonight are Clare Sanderson, Abhishek Bohare, Shah and Samson Peter. And seeing Sam, I mentioned you last, we'll start with you. That was a very one-sided game. Mumbai Indians looking quality, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, Mumbai Indians is one of the sides where they're strong in all departments. Their batting order is sorted. Their bowling order is one of the best bowling team in the entire tournament. And I think they've got everything sorted. And I expected this to be a one-sided match. And everything went according to Mumbai's plan. They were brilliant in all the departments, is what I can say.
And Quinton de Kock, QDK, I had to work that out then in my head as I was doing that. He looked absolutely fantastic today. He's third 50 of the tournament, 78 not out, as I said. When you've got him and Rohit Sharma at the top of the order, you've got some firepower there, haven't you?
Yes, he just never looked that this is a slow wicket. He just hammered all over the park. KKR bowlers, as always, had no answers. And yes, again, they failed to pick the wickets with the new ball. Yet again, Cummins. I guess maybe they time to give Lockie Ferguson a game or so. Yes, it was just exceptional. Superb to see Quinton de Kock today.
Abhishek, we saw KKR. They've changed the captaincy. Owen Morgan, who I think really has been captaining him in the field anyway, has taken over the reins from Dinesh Karthik. Abhishek, it didn't really make any difference today, did it? KKR are just not performing at their strongest.
Yeah, absolutely. Though I personally believe that it's the right decision, and I think Morgan should lead the team forward. Actually, today in the performance was absolutely nothing to say what went right, probably just apart from Cummins batting that probably even the team didn't expect, right? If you go 62 for 5 in a first 10 to 12 overs, the game is pretty much lost there. I think the issue with the KKR is still they have not given that fixed rules to the team. It's like they are playing what a lot of people say bits and pieces cricket. It's like everybody's trying to do something or just a bit too much. I think they have to go back to the drawing board and probably decide what everyone moves to, right from Rahul Tripathi at the top to Russell in the end. They have to tell everyone this is your job and this is probably you have to expect. And performance like this, I think, very bad for the team.
Claire, I know KXIP are your side on this podcast, but you've got a soft spot for Mumbai Indians as well. They're playing really well, aren't they? There's not too many downsides with Mumbai at the moment. We look at some of the other sides in the competition, you're saying there's only 2 or 3 of them performing, the rest of them need to do something. This is a proper team sport played by Mumbai. Everybody's contributing.
Yeah, definitely Mumbai are firing on all cylinders. Like the guys have said, they've got the batting order settled. They know who the bowlers are and when they're going to them. I mean, I think the only minor hiccup in the whole thing was de Kock dropping that catch. That I think he just about made up for that with his batting performance. And so nice to see how, Bumrah straight over to him, just gave him a pat, said, listen, it doesn't matter. I just thought it was a really nice sporting touch, and it just shows the strength of the team where, they can afford to just let that kind of thing go and not let it take the edge off the performance. So, yeah, really good, strong, all-round performance. It's what I've come to expect of Mumbai, I have to say.
They're looking like defending champions who are intent on trying to defend their title. They're going to be certainly in the playoffs, I think. And after that, who knows? Moonrise is a sports engagement website to allow sports fans to learn from the very best. Get a personal video message recorded for a fan's special occasion. Have a professional cricketer as your next coach by getting video feedback or having a 30-minute conversation with some of the world's best players. Players such as Jimmy Neesham, Colin Munro, Tammy Beaumont, Danny Wyatt, Monty Panesar. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket, let's play. Let's have a look then at today's Moonrise moment of the match. There's not a huge amount of this match we can talk about because it was that one-sided. Start with you, Sam. What would be your nomination for the Moonrise moment today?
I want to nominate Pat Cummins. It's because they were 5 on for 40 odd runs, and the way he came and batted and it took the team till 145, which actually gave bowlers something to defend for. And I think he played brilliantly. His shot selections were amazing. And even if you look at Ian Morgan, even he was struggling to time the ball, but the way he came and batted with that nerve, and I think I would pick Pat Cummins for this.
Abhishek, what about you? Your Moonrise moment of the match today?
Well, if I have to select, I will select the first wicket that the Mumbai Indians took, that splendid catch by Suryakumar Yadav. I think it probably set the tone up, and it probably everything from that moment, definitely went into the favor of the Mumbai Indians right from them. The only blip for them was the batting of Pat Cummins, and so kudos to him. But I still believe that splendid catch and the reaction that Bolt gave to him, that he was expecting it to probably go for a 4, and that's where something where it showed that even on the field they were just a touch above the opposing team. So I would believe that first catch would be my Moonrise moment of the day.
Naman, your Moonrise moment of the match today?
I'll go with de Kock's innings. Like everyone thought that KKR are back into the match and they have something to defend in, but he made it look so simple with such clean hittings all over the park. He just smashed all the bowlers, not only one. Chris Green, almost 5 bowlers were tried in the power play overs, but he made it look so easy, and he sealed the game in first 6 overs. It was like flawless, clean hitting, exceptional batting.
Well, my nomination would be there's a shot Hardik Pandya played. He hit 2 4s, I think, on the bounce, and then he just pulled a shot out of the bag. It almost pitched on his toes, and he flicked it over deep square for 6. His timing was something else when he came in towards the end of Mumbai's innings. No pressure on him, though, so I guess that devalues that a little bit. Claire, I'm going to put you in the hot seat here. You can either take one of Samson, Naman's, Abhishek's, or my nominations, or you can trump it with one of your own. You decide.
Right, well, as we were going round the team then, one by one, I was thinking, oh no, I was going to say that. And in a game like that, yeah, it has to be something exceptional to stand out. And I think I'm going to go with the catch, which was plucked out of the sky. I mean, it set the tone for the rest of the match. I think if you get off on a good foot, then you kind of seal the deal, and it worked. So I think the Moonrise moment of the match is going to go to Suryakumar Yadav.
Want to get your game the very best it can be? The future of coaching. Talk to a pro. 30-minute video conversation. Video analysis from players at the top of their game. Video shout-outs. Get a personalised message from a pro. Great for birthdays, congratulations messages, a prank, or a simple hello. Visit moonrisesports.com or go to Moonrise Sports on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Moonrise Cricket, let's play. Let's have a look ahead to the weekend matches then. And we've got, obviously, Saturday and Sunday. Super Saturday, Super Sunday, double headers all around in the IPL. And we're getting to that time in this competition where wins really matter, aren't we? Because the finishing line in terms of the league season is in sight. We're starting off on Saturday with Rajasthan Royals against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. And this is an interesting game between two sides that obviously lost their last game. But RCB, Samson, I think, are looking far better than Rajasthan. Rajasthan need a few more players to stick their hand up and be counted. RCB have had some really good performances, just had an off day in their recent defeat.
Yes, James, we had one bad off day, and I think it was few of tactical errors that cost us the game, but I think we still have a very good team. We have a really strong team, and we are doing well in all the departments. And I think tomorrow should be a very good game, and we're going to see more intent from the batsmen. in the next game. And bowlers are obviously good in the last match as well. But, making a few bowling changes, I'm expecting a few bowling changes. Maybe Siraj could, Siraj can be replaced by another all-rounder, maybe like Shabazz. He can get a chance. I'm expecting a few changes, but I think that they'll be playing with more intent when it comes to batting in the next game. Yeah.
In a way, I think it wasn't a bad thing for RCB to lose that match against Kings 11. It's maybe just the kind of wake-up call they need, just to kind of think everything's not easy for us this season. We've still got to work at stuff. We can't just toy with tactics. We've got to do things for a reason. And maybe it's a blessing in disguise that they lost that game, and it just wakes them up a little bit as they go through the rest of this season.
Yeah, true. I believe it that way, because I think, trying to experiment too much, AB batting lower the order, I think that actually cost them, and they should not be doing that in the upcoming matches. And that was definitely a wake-up call for Virat Kohli as well, not to do that in the upcoming games. And yeah, I think they've done well in the previous match also. It came down to the wire. It came down to last match, and they have that fighting spirit. They have that bowling unit to go to take games till the end, and that's what they did previously. And I don't think it should be very difficult for them to play the next game. I know Rajasthan Royals, they have a very good unit. I know they're just trying to figure out the best batting combination, all of that. I think if we catch them off guard in the next match, and I think RCB can do well.
Well, Sam, you are our RCB fan. We have our Rajasthan Royals fan on the line as well in Abhishek. And Abhishek, it's RCB won the reverse fixture earlier on in this IPL season, but overall lead the head-to-heads between the two sides by 10 games to 9. But would you agree with me at the moment, RCB look a better side than your Rajasthan Royals, or can you see some glimmer of hope?
Yeah, if I have to say on paper, head-to-head, I would say Rajasthan Royals is still a better team. But definitely I agree with you. How the tournament has progressed. RR is definitely, disappointed fans. What I still believe is until and unless that batting order that comprises of Buttler and Smith fires, it's more or less a over tournament for them. Smith has a really, really horrible run after those two games, and it's like starting to bug the team. The issue with the Rajasthan Royals was that people would probably think were the likes of Tewatia and Riyad Parag would be able to handle that one or two chances that probably they will get. They have not only converted their chances, they have probably won them the two games which they were expected to lose. They were two miraculous victories by Tewatia. So it's high time, and I think it's probably reached the season has reached the point for Rajasthan Royals where Smith obviously have to start performing. Even Buttler has disappointed, but at least he gives that brisk start, 20-25 runs. Smith has been absolutely horrible. He comes in after one down and then he immediately throws his wicket away while either playing a really bad shot or it's like beat Ashwin, beat any other bowler. So I believe it's high time Smith start to probably press the paddle and start to take that in the sleep. Otherwise, probably I think if it doesn't go the way that it is expected to go, it's probably see what happened in last year where Ajinkya Rahane was probably replaced. You can obviously probably see such type of things also happen. So I don't want it or expect it to happen. But it has probably reached that point. Steven Smith has been massively horrible. And if he fires tomorrow, the RR's full chances totally depend on him. Because he's the crunch batsman. He's someone who is Mr. Dependable for the team. And if he fires, over 11 gets that power and confidence.
Badgers are furry creatures. 85% of women badgers think bad grooming is a major turn-off. 80% of women badgers think men should trim below the belt. 89% of men think good grooming is essential to their professional success. Don't just dismiss it out of hand. Get on there, manscaped.com. Check out their great range of male grooming accessories. Hygiene, appearance, attractiveness, confidence. Simply go to manscaped.com, quote the discount code BADGER. You get 20% off, you get free shipping, and you get some seriously quality equipment. Manscaped.com. Together we save balls. Rajasthan Royals are currently second to bottom on 6 points in the table. RCB are on 10 points after both have played 8 games. If RCB win it, I think they've basically nailed down their playoff place, and Rajasthan Royals desperately need to come back and get some points on the board. Claire and Naman, you've been listening to what Sam and Abhishek have been talking about there. I know what I'm going to get if I ask Sam and Abhishek who's going to win this game. So I'm going to ask two neutrals on the line. Naman, who do you think is going to win this game between the Royals and RCB tomorrow?
I'll go with Rajasthan. I guess they will opt for the tactics applied yesterday by Punjab. I guess they will include one more leg spinner in the name of Mayank Markande. I guess Shreyas Gopal and Mayank Markande both will be bowling in tandem, similarly like Bishnoi and Murugan Ashwin. And as Abhishek mentioned, they just need to refresh their whole batting lineup and give what roles they originally do, and just not put Stokes in the opening and just randomly send anyone. But I'll give a upper hand to Rajasthan tomorrow.
I love that. No, man, all they need to do is just to refresh their entire batting lineup. That's all they need to do. Easy, isn't it? Easy if you say it quickly. Claire, what about you? Rajasthan Royals against RCB tomorrow. Where would your money be? If I gave you a mythical fiver, which team would you put it on?
I think I'd be putting it on RCB. I mean, even though it was a crushing defeat to a really strong, mighty team yesterday. I still think they've got it. You know, I mean, like you say, the bowling at the end was really, really class. It was a bit of an odd thing with the batting order. Maybe they just thought, you know, it's going to be an easy win, or 2 easy points. And so they didn't give 100%. But, you know, like I've always said, you never know what you're going to come up against on the day. And even though Rajasthan, again, another strong team on paper, but they're just not getting the combinations right. But I think, Virat is going to come back with a vengeance. And I think RCB would be my team for tomorrow morning.
I'm sorry, guys, but I agree with Claire. I think RCB will take this one. So that gets the vote of the IPL Daily Podcast, RCB, to beat Rajasthan Royals in Saturday's opening game. Before we move on to the second game, Claire, you've mentioned Kings 11, your side. That win they got against RCB, I mean, it's still looking a bit ropey for them, isn't it? Down there, bottom of the table, 4 points from there, 8 games so far. But they're giving themselves a little bit of a sniff. And with Chris Gale coming back into the side, maybe things are moving in the right direction.
Well, you know, the big cool Jamaican, he's so laid back. He wasn't in any hurry, was he, to try and, you know, impress people. Obviously, he got a lot of stick on the commentary. Oh, he's slow, he's looking sluggish, he's getting old. And then I thought he just smashed it in the post-match interviews. He's like, I ain't in a hurry to go anywhere. I'll play things at my own pace. Yeah, so what if my back's upside down? When he looked down on it, he knew what he was reading. He's got it all under control. Obviously, the run out, it was a little bit inevitable. But then what about Nicholas Pooran? I mean, it's quite funny. Yesterday, before that, I'd watched Lagan. And I just thought, you know, here he comes, strolling out to the middle. Everything's on his shoulders, and he just whacked it out of the park. So, yeah, quite a lot like Bhuvan, I would say. I just thought it was class. There's a bit of tongue-in-cheek, you know, or whatever. But yeah, so they did the job.
He disappointed me, Claire, because I was looking for a super over. I wanted the excitement of a super over, and Nicholas Pooran just ruined it with that quality that he showed at the end. But Kings 11...
Yeah, well, had I been on, it would have been my Moonrise moment of the match, because I think, really, 2 strong teams, and at the end of the day, the difference... I mean, that last over from Chahal was just brilliant, but at the end of the day, this one guy just strolled out and said, you know what, this is ours. Bang.
Yeah, smash it into the crowd. There you go. There's our win sorted out. BodylineTshirts.com. Browse the finest collection of cricketing t-shirts on the web. Hundreds of original cricket designs for cricket players and fans alike, featuring everyone and everything from Larwood to Leach and Cow Corner to Chin Music at BodylineTshirts.com. And you can get 10% off your first order using the code BADGER at checkout. BodylineTshirts.com. T-shirts for the discerning cricket fan. Let's have a look at the game. This is an interesting game for me. The Delhi Capitals against Chennai Super Kings, which is the second game on Saturday. Delhi have been brilliant so far this season. They're right up there with Mumbai Indians at the top end of the table. Chennai Super Kings, every time I write them off, they kind of like wriggle their dead body kind of thing and start to look as if they might be coming back to life again. It's a difficult game to call, this one, because Chennai could be absolutely anything coming into this game. Now, man, I'm going to make you a Chennai Super Kings fan for the purpose of this podcast. Tell me why Chennai can come back and win this game.
Right from the third or fourth game, I was saying like Sam Curran should have opened right from the start. because Watson was not timing the ball that nicely, but they have taken the right decision and I am loving it. I guess Sam Curran is the perfect opening partner. He hits the ball well. He could be the next Sunil Narayan, new find for CSK. They need youngsters stepping for them, and it's time for them to give the others opportunity and just not rely on the most like Watson and all those who have retired. Yes, he is right now in good form, but they need a mixture of those. I like this combination with Karan opening, and I guess now the top four you see are looking more stronger with Dhoni and Jadeja finishing the match. Just a bit with bowling combination, I would go with Tahir now. It's time, perfect time to include him. They also need his leggies and also his energy. And I feel that Bravo is not that effective how it was he used to be. So maybe in place of Piyush Chawla, they need an Indian bowler, and I would include Tahir for a game or so and also it is Delhi. They are playing some exceptional cricket, and it is Sharjah. Yes, the pitch has gotten slow, but I feel it is going to be a high-scoring match, 190 for sure. I guess it is going to be a thriller, and I have a gut feeling that tomorrow it's going to be Dhoni's night.
Dhoni's night, potentially. And I agree with you, Naman. I'd love to see him around to here, get some games in this IPL, because I just love his celebrations. And I want to see what he does when he takes a wicket when there's no crowd in, and to see if he still runs to the boundary to celebrate with the crowd when there's nobody there. But we'll find out potentially tomorrow. Claire, Delhi Capitals, going to stick their cap on your head just temporarily. They've been seriously impressive, haven't they, so far? They've shared the runs around. Kahisa Rabada, Anrik Nortje, just been absolutely superb with the ball. The spinners are turning up as well. Got a couple of injury concerns with Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer, but overall, Delhi looked the real deal for me this season.
Yeah, I think I was on the other night after they'd played, and definitely they looked the real deal. I mean, if Shreyas Iyer's injured and not able to play, yeah, it's going to be a disappointment for him. But I thought Dhawan stepped in brilliantly, like captain in the rest of the innings. Like you say, they've got the real strong bowling combinations. I mean, Rabada's just streets ahead of anybody at the moment. And even like, Akshar Patel, who's come in, got some wickets, knocked the ball about. Just a really strong all-round team. And I think they've proved that they can just about beat anybody. They've got the wins under the belt. They've got it all going for them, really. The rubber, the green, if you like. So I think they're going to be really difficult to beat. But, as the guys have said, if Chennai turn up, they're good. But I think definitely my money would be on Delhi tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a serious test, isn't it, for MS Dhoni's side tomorrow. This is a game where they've got a massive advantage in the history of this encounter. That's because they've been fantastic in the history of this tournament, and they haven't quite shown up as we'd expect them to do just yet. They're currently in 6th place on 6 points. Delhi Capitals right up there with Mumbai Indians, 12 points from their 8 games played, pretty much with 8 toes and maybe a big toe in the playoffs already. I'm going to go through all 4 of you for this one. All I want is the team name of the team that you think is going to win this. Don't want any explanations at all. We'll start with you, Claire. Which team wins?
Delhi.
Abhishek?
Delhi.
Naman?
Chennai. It's going to be Dhoni's night. I won't be surprised if they'll chase and Dhoni will hit the winning runs tomorrow.
And finally, Sam?
Delhi Capitals.
Right, so 3 votes to 1 in favour of Delhi Capitals. I'm going to put my vote against Delhi as well. So we will find out if it is going to be Dhoni's night or not when it comes to the late game on Saturday. All to play for in this IPL over a terrific weekend ahead. And all 4 of you, I'm not going to mention you each by name. I'm not going to let you say goodbye individually because it's going to take too long. But thank you all for joining me on today's IPL Daily Podcast. Thank you for listening out there, everybody. Thank you to Bodyline TShirts.com for their support of this podcast, and to Moonrise Cricket as well. And as the daily in IPL Daily suggests, I'll be back tomorrow and see you again. And we'll do it all again for Sunday's games.
Thanks for listening. Join us every day throughout IPL 2020. Follow us on Twitter at cricket_badger. Join in the fun. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Dunkin's new wake-up go-tos mean you never have to choose between breakfast meats again. Now you can get a wake-up wrap with bacon and a wake-up wrap with sausage for $3. That's savory and sweet, crispy and spicy. It's everything you love about breakfast for $3. Wake up your day with new wake-up go-tos. Get 2 egg and cheese wraps for $2 or mix and match your favorite meats with 2 bacon, ham, sausage, or turkey sausage wraps for $3. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Exclusions apply. Limited time offer.